welcome to the Daily Draft. My name is Morgan, and I take Magic one draft at a time. You should too. We are in a Battle for Zendikar Pack per 1 Swiss draft, because, frankly, I'm a little sick of being beaten by someone with more signets than me. But worse cards, and a less fun deck. Not better. Anyway, we're waiting for a couple more people to join this queue, and I'll see you then. We are back. The great thing about waiting, 10 minutes for our draftifier is that you get to make hot apple cider. So I'm pretty excited about that. This pack is pretty typical. There's the Blightherder, which is probably going to be our pick. It's a 4/5 for 5 that enters the battlefield with 3 buddies if you process 2 cards, which is great. There's also a Hedron Archive, which is one of my favorite cards in the set, to draft anyway. You add 2 to your mana pool, or you can sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. Eldrazi Devastator is a card that I've had a lot more respect for recently, but it's not great against, bounce spells. Silent Skimmer is a fine card. It blocks really well, and it attacks surprisingly well, too. Unified Front is great if you are 5 colors, but not necessarily allies, which is kind of weird. And Incubator Drone is a card that's really grown on me. But yeah, we're definitely just taking Blightherder. It's a fine rare. Alright, so, interesting question of whether we want to go deep on Sanctum of Ugin right away. I think the answer is no, because there's a Sludge Crawler in this pack. Sludge Crawler has Devoid and Ingest. It's a 1-drop, 1/1 for 1, but it can start ingesting almost right away. And it almost certainly trades up. So I think I take that. There's also a Stone Fury, Carrier Thrall, Merc Strider. I like Sanctum of Ugin a lot. Whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost, a colorless spell rather, with converted mana cost 7 or greater, you can sacrifice it. If you do, search your library for a colorless creature card, put it into your hand, and then start shuffle your library. It's great with the ramp strategies that I have fun with, but again, it's not necessarily something that I really want to go deep on right away. So there's an Ulamog's Nullifier in this pack. If you process 2 cards when you cast it, you can counter a spell. It's a 2/3 flying with Flash. There's also Evolving Wilds, which is pretty nice. It's also very non-specific, whereas Ulamog's Nullifier puts us squarely into black-blue. So I'm pretty tempted to just take Evolving Wilds. Yeah, we'll take Evolving Wilds and stay open a little bit longer. Here, not a lot going on in this pack. Best cards are probably Cloud Manta and Scour from Existence. Because of that, I'm just going to take the Grave Birthing as another way to get cards exiled for Blightherder. Oh man, I wish I had taken the Nullifier now. There's a Bone Splinters and a Culling Drone in this pack. There's also a Tunneling Geopede and an Outnumber, so maybe red is open? I think I just want another Evolving Wilds, though. Card's pretty good in this format. Here, I'm pretty easily taking Dominator Drone. It's black, which is our currently only color, and it has Ingest, which is a pretty nice upside on a 3/2 for 3. Not a lot going on in this pack. Wavewing Elementals, fine. It's a decent finisher in blue decks. I think I'm just going to take the Eldrazi Devastator, though. We have a couple of ways to ramp. 6, 7, 8. With Scions, so it seems fine. Wow, okay. So the thing about Kozilek's Channeler is it's pretty good in this format, and that it goes 8th pick is pretty sweet to me. It's another way to ramp into our Eldrazi Devastator. And so far I'm pretty happy with this deck. Although picking up these Evolving Wilds is kind of feeling a little bit silly right now because we're basically mono black. And all of our spells are colorless. Here, I'm just going to take the Silent Skimmer. It's a great way to bridge the gap between Dominator Drone and Kozilek's Channeler. and not much to say about it other than don't be afraid to attack with it. I'm gonna take the retreat to Kazandu just in case we end up in green. I'd rather not, but it certainly could happen. I wonder if we're gonna wheel any of the culling drones, because we've gotten some pretty good black devoid cards. So, crossing our fingers for culling drone, not getting any. Tajiro Beastmaster is the best card in that pack. It's just easily that. A 5/5 flyers for 6 is a fine rate, and one that pumps your team when it enters the battlefield is even better. You can take the unnatural aggression or the giant mantis. I guess I take the aggression. Mantis is pretty good though. I wouldn't mind playing a dutiful return in this deck right now. Like, get back Blightherder seems pretty good. Or like one of my giant Eldrazi. Okay, so I got a really weird impression of this pack before all of the art change. So I could take another Sledge Crawler. I could also take a Merc Strider, which is a pretty good card. Being able to bounce things is fine. Like there's a Gideon's Reproach in here, Adverse Conditions, there's even a Prairie Stream, but I think I just take another Sledge Crawler. Like, I'm fine taking black cards still. Ooh, wow, okay. So there's an Emiria Shepherd in this pack, which seems really good. There's also a Bane of Balaged, which is also a pretty quality card, but I don't know if I'd take it over Emiria Shepherd. You kind of think so, wouldn't you? Like, black-white Eldrazi isn't really a thing. And playing it a turn or two early off of, like, Grave Birthing or Blightherder or something seems really good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the Bane of Balaged. So I could take the Drana's Emissary, which is a fine card. I could take a Rune Processor, which is a 7-drop. Or Ulamog's Despoiler, I suppose, but that needs more, like, processing stuff. Like, Drana's Emissary is just a solid card. But I don't think I want it. I'm just gonna take the Rune Processor. Rune Processor, sweet. Oh my goodness. What? I mean, I feel like I'm passing a Netzo black-white deck, but I'm just gonna take another Kozilek's Channeler, just because moving into white right now seems like a waste. Take the Cloud Manta, I guess. Like, having a flyer doesn't seem bad. I'm not sure I'm playing blue. But this is a weird draft. Passing some good white and black-white cards that I'm not sure whether I should be or not. Could take Catacomb Sifter. I think that's actually my best option here. Like, Encircling Fissure and Turn Against are both fine, too. Like, well, between Catacomb Sifter and Turn Against, I'd probably be better off with Turn Against. Catacomb Sifter is so good. Yeah, we'll take the Turn Against. Here I'm gonna take Myers Malice. It's a sweet 6-drop. There's also like Bone Splinters and Demon's Grasp that I could take. But yeah, I'd just rather have the Malice. Here I will take the Bone Splinters over like Mind Raker. I would like more Grave Birthings, but if I do, Bone Splinters will be great. Take a Plummet. For that Emiria Angel. Yeah, maybe taking Bane of Balagad was wrong, but I prefer red. I don't know. This draft is weird. Taking black cards and that's it. Not even like for a good reason. Just I have a Blight Herder. Why not? Need more Culling Groans. Hey. You could take a Culling Drone over a Silent Skimmer here. Pretty easily. I think I just want a second Bone Splinters. My creatures are pretty small. They might get outclassed pretty easily. I'll take a Blister Pod, that's fine. Sure. I'll take another green card. Nobody likes green. Could take Pilgrim's Eye, but don't really need the mana fixing right now. Felidar Sovereign would have been great in my Emiria Shepherd deck, but yeah, I'm just gonna take the Grip of Desolation here. Removal is good. Okay, cool. Vile Aggregate, definitely something I'm interested in. Helmar Tidecaller is sweet. Skitterskin is kind of fun. But yeah, Vile Aggregate's pretty good in this deck, I like to think. Alright, so we have a couple of options here. There's a Breaker of Armies, which is pretty sweet, but we already have a bunch of high drops. Silent Skimmer is fun, but I think I just wanted to Transgress the Mind. It's a good way to exile a card for Blight Herder or Rune Processor, and it gets a card out of my opponent's hand, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so here I have an option between Cutthroat and Familiar. I'm going to take the Familiar. It flies, it has Death Touch, and that means it's a great like removal spell on a stick, basically. And here I'm going to take another Sludge Crawler over a Colostria Healer, and a Molten Nursery, and a Valakut Predator. Evolving Wilds is kind of great now, because I can just use it to get red sources. Carrier Thrall is just what we wanted in this deck. With our double Bone Splinters. I'm gonna take a Looming Spires. I don't really want to play Sure Strike, and Looming Spires is kind of like that, except for Sorcery Speed. And a red source. Alright, we actually have a lot of good options here. Vampiric Rites is good against, or good with turn against, rather. We have 15 creatures. Let's see, how many ways do we have to adjust? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have plenty of exile effects, so Grave Birthing, not nearly as good. I think we just want Swarm Surge. We have a lot of Devoid guys, and Swarm Surge makes them hit pretty hard. I'll take an Alcum Stonewaker. I don't think I'm going to play it, but it's, you know, a fine card. Put Tajuru Beastmaster in my sideboard. Wield Shrine of the Forsaken Gods, which I think is fine in this deck. I guess I'll take another Bone Splinters. Probably not gonna play it. Yeah, Earth and Arms, whatever. This is a weird deck. I could cut red, like entirely, and just play black. I could do that. I could also like cut Dutiful Return and I don't know, something else. Splash Vial Aggregate and turn against? Yeah, it seems fine. Maybe cut like a Bone Splinters. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add some basics. 2, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 12? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we're gonna submit this deck. This is weird. I'm not sure if it's good or not, but we'll see. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in round 1.